Hello and welcome to the Christmas Club. Just to refresh people's memories in case you've all forgotten or it slipped your mind or something. The idea of the Christmas Club is that every month I shall make something that will contribute towards Christmas. And the idea of it is that it's to just take the pressure off a little bit so that you haven't got to worry about last minute makes and things like that for Christmas. Now I'm going to make at least one card a month, possibly two depending on my time, but also either a Christmas decoration or something of that nature, you know, or like recipe cards or something like that, all themed on Christmas. But the nice thing about what I'm choosing to make every month is that they can be changed a little bit to suit any other occasion if you prefer it to. And so this month, January, I shall make a card, but I shall come back in the same month with a little video of making one or two, if, as I say, if I've got time. But at the moment, for this first project, Christmas project, I'm going to make a little decorated tree from a cone. Now I've got like knitting wool cones, but for this particular project that I'm making it for, which is a little diorama display, I had to make one from printer card. So this is what I've made, and it's just, as you can see, just twisted round printer card, and I use double-sided tape to stick it, and that's up the inside. As you can see, it's all wrapped, and I cut it down to size, which I think is about 7 inches roughly, and I'm going to do something a little bit different with it to the usual things. Now what you need is this is like a die cut for making a flower, as you can see, and depending on the size of your tree depends on how many of these you want. So I'm going to need 2, possibly 3 of these, but it also depends as well how tightly you wrap it around the tree. You want a good strong glue, one that'll hold quickly, and I'm using Aleene's thick tacky. You want, as I say, you want your die cuts ready, and also you want something like something like flourishes. Like that, or like that. I don't know about using that just yet. That's a border. That's an SVG file that comes with a doily. Here it is, the doily. Comes with a doily and a fancy label as well. Very popular design of mine. So I'm not sure, I might be using that, but I've got it there to hand in case I do. So that's what we need. Cocktail stick, or if you want to use a glue gun, but because I'm lethal with one, I won't use it unless it's under duress. So you want your glue, cocktail stick if needed. You'll want a little modelling tool. This is just a cheapy plastic thing, or one of those throwaway dinner knives you get, like picnic knife, anything. You want some modelling or texture paste like that. You can make your own. There's plenty of videos on how to make your own. Or you can go this route and use a good quality modelling paste. So, and also you'll want some glitter. That's if you want to glitter your tree up. But I'll leave that to you to decide. So, okay, let's get started on our tree. So, put one to one side and you'll see the centre. You want to start from the centre of the flower and applying it to the top. Now, I'm going to sort of fudge my swirl as I go because I'm not sure how deep to have it or what, but I'm just going to eyeball it. You might want to use what is it? You might want to measure it, your coil, but I'm not going to worry to do that because I might adjust it as I go. So here we start. I'll just flick that down over it. And stick the very end of it. It's a bit fiddly, but you will get there in the end. And follow your line of glue with the flower cutting. Now, of course, if you're using a glue gun, this will stick straight away. But because I'm choosing to do it the hard way, like the Space Cadet I am, this is going to take a while to dry, I suppose. See, and that's the thing you see as well, is if you use too much glue, it takes a while to go off. I'm not worrying either about how much glue is going to be seen because of using modelling paste in a minute when it's all done. You're not going to see it, so don't worry about any glue blobs or anything like that. You're just really wanting the shaping of these die cuts, really. And just keep going till you get to the end, and then when you get to the end, attach your next one. So I'm going to speed this tape along, otherwise you're going to get bored rigid and I'm going to get frustrated. Why do I do things the hard way? I can't help it. And you see with this punch out, it's got the snippets out, the petals, and we're going to be curling those up as well. But if you haven't got that on your die cut, don't worry, you don't have to have it, or you can add them in afterwards. Choice is yours, as long as you're having fun. Now I cut the end out of my second one because it's a too tight a curl, so I don't want it to sort of ripple too much, so I'm just going with cutting that end off. In fact, I might even have to cut a couple more off. There we go. I'll get a couple more of these and I'll get an idea then of how many I've used for this small tree. I've got to cut off even more. See how it's coming on? So that's 2 so far on about a 7-inch tree. So I'm going to assume I'm only going to need 1 more. So I'll cut a bit more off. So I'm just left with that. I think that'll be alright. I think just a little bit more again. and I won't waste these because I can still use those. Right. Okay, I've finished tweaking up my petals, so you can see now it looks more like a Christmas tree. I really like it actually. So now the next thing is I'm going to use my bulk modelling paste. I don't trust my one I made because it has gone a little bit ick. So here's where we get a little messy. Great. We're going to start slathering this on. Going up under it as well. Doesn't matter if you leave peaks on it. In fact, that would even maybe add to a bit more realism. Just want to fill that hole up, that's it. Oops. And you can see I'm just like slapping it on. I'm not being at all tidy with it. Don't need to, because it's a tree, and I think the messier it looks, the more attractive it could look actually. So filling any gaps, and you know, a style of tree like this where you're using modelling paste is really quite forgiving. Can you see how it's looking? I think it's looking quite pretty. And when this is all finished, I'm going to sprinkle some glitter on it before it dries. Okay, I'm going to fast forward the tape again, and while you play with yours as well, assuming you're playing, don't have to. using super fine glitter, and it's Aurora. And just very carefully, oops, sprinkling on. So I'll let that dry now, and I'll be back with trimming it off with a little star or something for the top. So there we are for the time being. Back in a bit.